the Braves this year. To get your vehicle running like
at Sam Dupe Sports Complex on the softball field as we have Lakes Conference softball, the Spencer Tigers against the Cherokee Braves. We're a few minutes away from starting, but I thought we'd kind of get started here and give you the starting lineups and maybe also tell you a little bit about some of the Cherokee players maybe who aren't in the starting lineup. So let's start out the Spencer Tigers as they will lead off with their pitcher, Emily English. And batting second is right fielder Jera Merchant. And batting third and playing second base is Jada Piercy. Batting cleanup would be Olivia Hupfeld, the third baseman. Allison Piercy in center field bats fifth. Batting sixth is the designated player, Allie Newgard, and she is batting for the catcher, Mattia Lowe. And then we have Kinley Schroeder at shortstop batting seventh, then Kate Larson, the left fielder, and Izzy Pingle, the first baseman. For the Cherokee Braves, they will lead off and have Natalie Harmon, the shortstop, and then batting second and playing second base is Sarah Messler. Taylor Christensen, the center fielder, is batting third. Batting cleanup and playing left field is Dina Claycamp. Then batting fifth is Trinity Combs, the Braves pitcher. Carly Furman, then next, the catcher. Paige Schlinger, the right fielder, batting seventh. Then we have Pearl Luger batting eighth. She's the third baseman for the Braves. And Harper Benson, the first baseman, batting in the ninth position. But as we mentioned before we get to play-by-play, they're just about to introduce the starting lineups here as far as the Lakes Conference match tonight. I thought I'd just kind of run down the Cherokee roster. Natalie Harmon is a freshman, and Taylor Christensen also a freshman. Heidi Ellis a freshman. Rianne Anderson is a junior. Paige Schlinger, a freshman. Harper Benson, an eighth grader. Sarah Messler, a sophomore. Riley Lubeck, a freshman. And then Tegan Slaughter, of course, is on the team but is injured and will not play this year, helping behind the scenes. Carly Furman, an eighth grader. Dina Claycamp, a sophomore. Marissa Fredrickson, an eighth grader. Pearl Luger, a freshman. Peyton Cohn, a freshman. Trinity Combs, a junior. Allison Gunn is also an eighth grader. Allison Dahm, a freshman. Ava Anderson, an eighth grader. McKenna Paper, a freshman. And Lakota Rogers, also an eighth grader. So once again, that is a look at the entire roster for the Cherokee Braves. So haven't quite gone ahead. They have at-home plate. They have the two coaches and the umpires, and just about ready to introduce the starting lineups on the PA. So we're going to go ahead and take a break. You're listening to KCHE AM 1440 and Fuller Digital. Is the PA announcer is introducing the starting lineups here tonight, so we should get started just a little bit after 7 o'clock here, as we'll have the national anthem coming up in just a moment. Not sure we'll hear that real well where we're broadcasting from, so when we go to that, we'll probably go back for another commercial here on AM 1440 and Fuller Digital. But again, they're introducing the Spencer Tigers right now. Let's run down that starting lineup once again. A little bit early in the season, so we don't have batting averages. Probably next week we'll be announcing batting averages when they get into their 5th, 6 games. Emily English, the pitcher, leads off for the Spencer Tigers. Then Jera Merchant bats second. She's a right fielder. And then you've got Jada Piercy, the second baseman, batting third. Batting cleanup, Olivia Huffelt, the third baseman, batting fifth. Allison Piercy, the center fielder. Allie Newgard is a designated player, hitting fifth for Mattia Lowe, the catcher. Then you've got the seventh batter is Kinley Schroeder, the shortstop. Kate Larson, the left fielder, and Izzy Pingle, the first baseman. For the Braves, very young team, as you can tell. Natalie Harmon, the shortstop. She'll be followed by Sarah Messler, the second baseman. Batting third is center fielder Taylor Christensen, also a freshman. Junior Dina Claycamp in left field. Trinity Combs, the pitcher, is batting fifth. Batting sixth, Carly Furman, the catcher. Paige Schlinger, the right fielder, is batting seventh. Batting eighth would be Pearl Luger, the third baseman, and Harper Benson, the first baseman, will bat in the ninth position. So looks like we're just about ready for our national anthem, as we have the Cherokee Braves all going out to their position defensively, and we'll run down those positions as we get ready for the first half inning. But it looks like right now we are ready for our national anthem, so I'm going to take a 60-second break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to AM 1440 and Fuller Digital. In Lake Conference softball. Braves looking for their first win. We said they are so young that we feel like somewhere along the line it's going to kind of fall into place as they continue to play a little bit better. So Spencer will lead it off. They will lead off with Emily English, the pitcher, and then Jera Merchant, the right fielder, and Jada Piercy, the second baseman. For the Braves defensively, you have Earl Luger at third base, Natalie Harmon at short, Sarah Messler at second, Harper Benson at first. Catcher is Carly Furman, and Trinity Combs is the pitcher. Left fielder Dina Kleekamp, Taylor Christensen in center for the Braves, and Paige Schlinger in right field. So a few warm-up pitches for Trinity Combs. Some of the games they have had Dina Kleekamp come in and pitch also, so that is a possibility. They both warm up before the game. We have Trinity with her warm-up pitches, and again she'll be pitching to Emily English as we get underway here in Cherokee. See how many more warm-up pitches she gets. Emily English looks like a right-handed batter, and she is the pitcher. I think that's the second straight softball game we've done where the pitcher was a leadoff batter. And again, around the infield for the Cherokee Braves, you'll have Pearl Luger at third, Natalie Harmon at short, Sarah Messler at second, and Harper Benson at first base. So the ball being thrown down to second base, and we're just about ready to go with the first pitch here in Cherokee. Another really nice night for softball. Now we see just a little bit of wind, but not terribly windy as it was last week when we were here. And a little bit of a cloud cover over the sun, but still shining through. So, okay, ready for the first pitch. Here's Trinity, fires it in there. And let's see, that will be ball one. 1-0 count on the right-handed batting, Emily English. Trinity ready with the 1-0 pitch on the way. And this one will be in there for a called strike one. 1-1 count on Emily English, to be followed by Jera Merchant, the right fielder. And here comes the 1-1 pitch, and that's low. 2-1 count. Jera Merchant on deck, and then Jada Piercy. If anyone gets on, it would be Olivia Hupfeld, the third baseman, the cleanup batter. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And looks like maybe that misses a little low. So it's 3-1 on Emily English. Leading off here in Cherokee. And Trinity ready with the 3-1 pitch. Looks like high for ball four. So Emily English is on first base with a walk. She's on first base with nobody out. And Jera Merchant, the right fielder, now batting. And she looks down at third base at her coach, and she'll be going into the batter's box here in just a moment. There she goes. Right-handed batter. First pitch to Jera Merchant on the way from Trinity. And it is lined out into center field, base hit. So they'll have base runners on at first and second with nobody out. And Jada Piercy, the second baseman. Jada Piercy, another right-handed batter standing in there for the Tigers, to be followed by Olivia Hupfeld. Again, base runners on first and second with nobody out. And the ball is hit to short, and it looks like that'll score a run. As they couldn't handle it there, Natalie Harmon couldn't quite hang on to it. So it looks like an RBI single. And it's 1-0 in favor of the Tigers here. Still nobody out. Base runners at first and second. Piercy on at first. Jera Merchant on at second. Right-handed batter, strong right-handed batter, Olivia Hupfeld. And here comes the pitch. And that is in there for a called strike one. 0-1 the count on Olivia Hupfeld, third baseman for the Tigers. Top of the first inning, it's 1-0 already, Spencer. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed, so getting ahead in the count is Trinity Combs. 0-2 count on the right-handed batting, Olivia Hupfeld. Pearl Luger even with the bag at third. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, and that's hit to the right side. Quick flip over. Second baseman handles it well and flips it over to Harper Benson. For the out, both base runners, of course, advance. Sarah Messler flips it over to Harper Benson. And grounding out second to first is Hupfeld. But base runners advance to second and third. One out, one run already in. Here's a ground ball wide of third. So it's 0-1. 0-1 the count on Allison Piercy, the center fielder. We're in the top of the first inning, and it's 1-0 Spencer. Very important batter to keep this to just one run in the first inning. Here's a line drive. This one curves. Foul also, 0-2. Comes right in front of us. Dina Claycamp comes over in foul territory and gets it back into the pitcher. So 0-2 the count on Allison Piercy, as Trinity has gotten ahead of the last two batters, 0-2. Here's a pop-up on the right side. Can anybody get there? Nice effort in foul territory, but Sarah Messler could not quite get it. So it stays 0-2. 0-2 count on Allison Piercy, right-handed batting center fielder for the Tigers. Trinity in the circle. She's ready for the 0-2 pitch. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. And lined up the middle, may bring home two. That's a two-run single. 2 RBIs on a single. And it's 3-0 in favor of Spencer. And Ellie Newgard, the designated player, is the batter. That's for Matea Lowe. Here's the pitch. Low and in the dirt. And so it's 1-0 on Ellie Newgard. 3 runs in here in the top of the first inning for the Spencer Tigers. 1-0 count. Here comes the pitch to Newgard, and it's lined to the right side. And I can't tell. It apparently is fair. Hard to tell from here, but it gets another run in. So an RBI single, and it's 4-0. And the batter is Kinley Schroeder. 4-0 Spencer. 1 out in the top of the first. Here comes the pitch to Schroeder. That'll be a little bit high. Snap throw down to first, but back in time is Newgard. Kinley Schroeder, a count of 1-0. Here comes the pitch. Low and in the dirt, 2-0. 2-0 the count on Kinley Schroeder. To be followed by Kate Larson, the left fielder for the Tigers. 4 runs in, 4-0 Spencer. Here comes the pitch. Ground ball goes to the left side, and Natalie Harmon can't hang on to it. And that will go down as an error. And there are base runners on at first and second, as Kinley Schroeder's on at first. Newgard on at second. 4 runs already in. And the batter is Kate Larson, the left fielder. Trinity ready with the first pitch on the way to Kate Larson. Here comes the pitch. Ground ball goes to the right side. Unassisted play for Harper Benson. Moves the runners up, so it worked like a sacrifice, but it goes as an at-bat, grounding out to first unassisted. And the 2 base runners advance to second and third, and Izzy Pingle, the first baseman, will be batting. Left-handed batter. She tried a slap hit and missed, so it's 0-1. Top of the order, Emily English is on deck. So they're in real tight, expecting that slap hit. And she tries it again, and it's strike 2. Swings right through it. Infielders in real tight except for Pearl Luger and Harper Benson at third and first, respectively. And that'll be high. Ball 1. 1-2 on a changeup. Izzy Pingle, 9th batter here in the first inning. And let's see. That's a called strike. So she's out, leaves a couple of base runners on in the inning. 4 runs on 4 hits and 2 left. After half an inning, it is Spencer for the Cherokee Braves coming to bat. We'll be back in 60 seconds on KCHE AM and Fuller Digital. Natalie Harmon, the shortstop. Sarah Messler bats second. She's the second baseman. And Taylor Christensen, the center fielder, bats third. If anyone gets on, Dina Claycamp. So again, Natalie Harmon standing in there for Cherokee. Left-handed batter. Here comes the pitch from English. It'll be fouled off. Emily English is the pitcher for Spencer, as they will have Olivia Huffeld at third, Kinsey Schroeder at short, Jada Piercy at second, and Izzy Pingle at first. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Swung on, fouled off, 0-2. Natalie, again, a left-handed batter, to be followed by Sarah Messler, the Braves' second baseman. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. On the ground, it's 1-2. 1-2 on Natalie Harmon, the Braves' leadoff batter here in the bottom of the first inning. Braves down by 4. Here's a pitch, swung on, fouled down the third base line as Huffeld fields it a little bit in foul territory. So 1-2 the count on Natalie Harmon. Bottom of the first inning, she's the leadoff batter. Braves trail by 4. Here comes the pitch. In there for a called strike 3. So 1 up and 1 down, 1 out, nobody on base. Sarah Messler is the batter. Right-handed batter for the Braves, to be followed by Taylor Christensen. Here comes the pitch from English. Ground ball goes right back to English, over to Pingle. Grounding out pitcher to first is Sarah Messler. And Taylor Christensen, she bats from the left side for the Braves. Taylor Christensen. And here comes the pitch from English. Swung on and missed. 0-1 count. Pretty good zip on that ball. 2 outs, nobody on base. Bottom of the first. Braves trail by 4. And here comes the pitch. It's 0-2 on Taylor Christensen. English ready with the 0-2 pitch on the way. That one just barely misses on a changeup, and it's 1-2. 1-2 count. So the sun pretty much under there. You can see it, but cloud cover here, but not much wind. A very pleasant night. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So English struck out 2 of the 3. 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. At the end of 1 complete, it's the Spencer Tigers 4, the Cherokee Braves nothing. You're listening to KCHE AM 1440 and Fuller Digital. Go here into the top of the second inning with Spencer leading 4-0. We're right back at the start of the lineup with Emily English. She walked the first time up, the first inning, now batting leading off the second inning. That means it's been a big inning because Spencer has batted 9, picking up 4 runs. Here comes the 1-0 pitch from Trinity Combs, and I thought that was in there. Yes, it is. Can't tell for sure down the left field line here, but it sure looked good. And it was. 1-1 count. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. There's a pop fly to the right side. Can anybody get there? No, it falls in for a single. Kind of a seeing eye single as both the second baseman and the shortstop for the Braves, Messler and Harmon, go after it. Can't quite get it. So Jera Merchant, who singled her first time up and scored, will bat for the Tigers. Base runner is on at first with nobody out. Top of the second inning, it's 4-0 Spencer. And Trinity Combs ready. Here comes the pitch. And a pop fly is about the same place. Nice catch that time. Good job by Sarah Messler. So popping out to second is Jera Merchant. So 1 out and a base runner on at first. And Jada Piercy, who had an RBI single her first time up, is batting. Another right-handed batter. Trinity winds, fires the pitch. There's a long drive, might be out of here. It is out of here by a long, long way. That's a 2-run home run for Jada Piercy. Boy, you could tell from the crack of the bat that one was gone by a long ways. Not much wind here on that one, but once again, in fact, looking right at the flag, it's not moving at all in center field. So 6-0 now is the score in favor of Spencer. And Olivia Hupfeld is the batter. Here comes the pitch. And it's ball 1. Held up a little bit inside, a little bit high and inside. Olivia Hupfeld grounded out second to first, so she's 0 for 1. Here comes the pitch. And there's a pop fly. Can't quite catch up with it, Harmon, and it is a single. So a single to left by Olivia Hupfeld, and boy, just about a foot, and Harmon would have had that a nice over-the-shoulder catch, but couldn't quite catch up to it. And base runner on at first with 2 runs in. It's 6-0. There's a shot to center, between center and right, as Taylor Christensen goes after it, and it'll be a double. And Allison Piercy a double on the first pitch. She's now 2 for 2. And Hupfeld goes to third. So second and third with 1 out, couple of runs in at 6-0 in favor of Spencer. And we're ready here with Trinity Combs ready with a pitch. And there's a ground ball to the right side into right field. Should drive in 2. 2-run single. 2-run single. So 3 RBIs now for Allie Newgard. Didn't even get a chance to say who was batting. On first pitch, she nails it to right field. And it's now 8-0. And Kinley Schroeder is the batter. Reached on an error her first time. So she's 0 for 1. Kinley Schroeder, the shortstop. 1 out, 4 runs in. It's 8-0 in favor of Spencer. And there's a line drive base hit. And that'll put runners at first and second. So another single. And Kinley Schroeder is the batter. Base runners at first and second with 1 out. 4 runs in this inning. It's 8-0 in favor of Spencer. Looks like the Braves baseball is in the first inning with no score. And here comes the pitch. And that'll be ball 1, I believe. No, it is strike 1. 0-1 count. Kinley Schroeder. Here comes the pitch. Line drive, base hit. Gets past Taylor Christensen may bring home 2. I think it will. 2-run single. And with the throw in, and Schroeder goes down to, well, I'm going to give her credit for a double. She was there anyway. 2-run double. And it's 10-0. And Kate Larson is the batter. So 6 runs in here in the second inning. And here comes the pitch to Larson. And it's in there for a called strike. 0-2 the count. And Trinity is ready with the 0-2 pitch. And it's topped to the pitcher, over to first, not in time. So a swinging single for Larson. And Izzy Pingle will be the batter.
The top of the order, batting the catcher, Emily English.
All right. Emily English is batting. She is 1 for 1, been on base both times, walked and hit a single. So it's 10-0, just 1 out here in the top of the second. Spencer on top. And we're even at 1-1. 1-1 count on Emily English. To be followed by Jera Merchant. Here comes the pitch. This one's popped up. Can anybody get there? Nice dive by Carly Furman. Great effort, but just couldn't quite get there. But she gave herself up going after it. Head first dive. Jera Merchant. 1 for 2, single, and popped to second. Batting for her 3rd time here just in the second inning. And here comes the pitch from Trinity Combs. There's a long drive. Can anybody get to it? Taylor Christensen drops it. A run will come in. So an error in center field. And Jera Merchant is the batter. So it's 11-0. 7 runs in here in this second inning. It's 11-0 in favor of the Spencer Tigers. And the batter is Jera Merchant. She is 1 for 2. Here comes the pitch. It'll be low, 1-0. 1-0 count on Merchant. To be followed by Jada Piercy. And here comes the pitch. And it's popped up on the infield and put away by the second baseman. So popping out to second is Jera Merchant. As the Braves' second baseman, Sarah Messler, put it away. And that's 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Jada Piercy. And it's 1-0. 1-0 count on Piercy. And here comes the pitch. And then grounder to Pearl Luger over to first. Off the glove of Harper Benson. And it's now 12. So on the error, another run scores. And it's 12-0. 8 runs here in the inning. And Olivia Hupfeld is the batter. Hupfeld, 1 for 2, grounded out second to first and singled. Here comes the pitch. The changeup stays high, and it's 1-0. Olivia Hupfeld, the third baseman. And here comes the pitch. There's a drive that might be out of here. Home run to left center field. That's a 3-run home run, I believe. 2-run home run. And it's 14-0. 10 runs here in the inning. So we have 15. It is 15. I thought it was a 3-run homer, so I should have stayed with what I thought. So a 3-run home run. It is 15-0. So 11 runs here in this half inning. And we have Coach Jen Ohlendorf out on the mound talking to pitcher Trinity Combs. Allison Piercy is next. All the outfielders get together, talk things over. 15-0 in favor of Spencer here in only the top of the second inning, as the Braves gave up 4 in the first, 11 runs here in the second inning. So we're taking some time out on the mound, as Carly Furman, the catcher, is out there also, and she's going to let Trinity stay in. So everybody goes back to their position. And we have Allison Piercy. She is 2 for 2, 2-run single and a double. So she's 2 for 2 with 2 runs batted in and a double included. As it looks like Spencer is ahead of Cherokee in baseball 2-0. Here comes the pitch. That sounds like it's in there for a strike. 1-1 count on Allison Piercy. And here comes the pitch from Trinity. That's grounded to Harper Benson, unassisted. So grounding out to first, unassisted, Allison Piercy. In the inning, 11 runs on, let's count all these up. 9 hits in 1/2 inning. So it's 11 runs in the inning. Spencer, middle of the second inning, after an inning and a half, leading the Cherokee Braves 15-0. You're listening to Cherokee Braves softball on KCHE AM 1440 and Fuller Digital. All right, we'll go into the bottom of the second inning. Dina Claycamp to lead it off for the Braves. And, of course, last week in the first home game, Dina, in her first at-bat, hit a home run. This time she grounds it back to English on the first pitch. So grounding out, pitcher to first, English over to the first baseman, Pingle. And there's 1 out on 1 pitch in the bottom of the second inning. Trinity Combs is the batter. Right-handed batter, stand in there for the Braves. Emily English fires it. It'll be low, 1-0. Carly Furman is next. If anyone gets on, Paige Schlinger will be the batter. All right, ready. Emily English winds, fires. That one goes a little high. And the count goes 2-0. 2-0 on Trinity Combs. And here comes the pitch. It's in there for a strike. So 2-1 the count. She took that one, thought it might be a little bit low, but I guess it was right across the knees. So 2-1 count. Here comes the pitch from English. 2-1 pitch. Long drive toward right center field. Well, the center fielder comes over and puts it away. So really only having to move 4 or 5 steps to the left that time to put it away was Piercy. And flying out to center field is Trinity Combs, and Carly Furman is the batter. 2 outs, nobody on base. Here comes the pitch from English, swung on and fouled off, and the count goes 0-1. 0-1 count on Carly Furman. And we're ready as English will be ready. Here comes the pitch. It'll go high, and it's 1-1. 1-1 count on Carly Furman. Here comes the pitch, and this one goes a little high, 2-1. Good eye there. Paige Schlinger on deck. 2 outs, nobody on base. We're in the bottom of the second inning with Spencer a big lead of 15-0. Here comes the pitch. There is a base hit. Carly Furman with a single to left. Good job in between the shortstop and third baseman. For the Tigers, the shortstop is Schroeder, and Olivia Upfeld is at third. But a well-hit ball out into left field for the Braves, and Paige Schlinger, the right fielder, will now bat. And we have a courtesy runner coming in for the Cherokee Braves. That courtesy runner, I believe, is Riley Lubeck. With 2 outs and Lubeck on at first, the batter is Paige Schlinger. Another right-handed batter. And here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. Ball gets away, and I think Riley will be able to get down to second. She gets down to second base. She's in scoring position now with 2 outs. And Paige Schlinger now will step back into the batter's box. First pitch to her from Emily English is on the way. That'll be low and in the dirt. And Riley Lubeck will go toward third. She's out. So she took a chance. I think Coach sent her, and she's thrown out. So that means that Paige Schlinger will lead off the next inning. So in the inning, no runs, 1 hit, and nobody left. And at the end of 2 full innings, it is Spencer 15, the Cherokee Braves nothing. You're listening to KCHE AM 1440 and Fuller Digital. O'Connor back here. We've got softball action in the Lakes Conference, and Spencer Tigers jumping all over the Braves. 4 in the top of the first and 11 more in the top of the second inning. They lead Cherokee by a score of 15-0. And Allie Newgard, who is 2 for 2, and let's see, 3 runs batted in. So she's had quite the night already, and we're only in the third inning. She's only in her third at bat. So she stands in there, Allie Newgard. She's a designated player. As she bats for Matea Lowe, the catcher. All right, a little bit of a delay here before we get the Top of the third inning going 15-0. Spencer on top, and the umpire has to go over and check with the Spencer Tigers about something. So again, 4 runs in the first, and then Spencer exploded for 11 runs in the second inning. They lead it by a score of 15-0. Allie Newgard will stand in there. The umpire will go ahead and take care of home plate. And we're ready to go here. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed. 0-1 the count on Allie Newgard. On deck is Kinley Schroeder, and then Kate Larson. If anyone gets on, Izzy Pingle here in the top of the third. Here comes the pitch from Trinity Combs. That looks like it's a little low. And the count goes 1-1. 1-1 the count. Here comes the pitch. That'll go high. 2-1. 2-1 the count. Here comes a 2-1 pitch. This one's popped in the air. Let's see. Nice job by the second baseman putting that one away. Looks like it was just maybe barely fair, as Sarah Messler caught that one. So popping out to second base is Allie Newgard. Then we've got a long drive to right, and Schlinger cannot get it, so it should be at least 2 bases. Yes, it's a stand-up double that time for Kinley Schroeder. She hits a double, and Kate Larson the batter. Kate Larson looks like she's 1 for 2. Another right-handed batter. Excuse me, that's Kinley Schroeder and then Kate Larson. So here comes the pitch. Ground ball goes to Harmon, over to first. Wide, it's an error, and we'll have runners at first and third. So an error, and base runners at first and third. And now we've got Kate Larson. And we have a slap hitter in there, left-handed batter. She will stand in there. Again, 15-0 in favor of Spencer. And here comes the pitch. She moves in the batter's box like she was going to try and slap it. She's batting from the left side like she was going to slap it perhaps at the left side, but it's in there for a called strike. Here comes the pitch. That one will be low, even the count at 1-1 on Kate Larson, to be followed by Izzy Pingle. And here comes the pitch. And it's fouled off. It's 1-2. 1-2 on Larson. 1 for 2. Grounded to first and then singled in the second. Batting again in the third inning. 15-0 in favor of Spencer. Here comes the pitch. And it'll be low. 2-2. 2-2 the count on Kate Larson. Top of the third, 15-0 Spencer. Here comes the pitch. And I think this one will miss, so it's 3-2. Three and two count. Here comes the pitch. And I think that'll be strike 3. All right, so now 2 outs. And the batter is Izzy Pingle. Struck out her first time up. And here comes the pitch. And it'll be in there for a called strike one on Emily English. She is 1 for 2, been on base twice, walked, singled, been on base all 3 times, then she reached on an error. And that ball gets away, and we have another run scoring at 16-0. Base runner on at third. And here comes the pitch. There's a line drive to right field. Nice catch by Slinger. That will end the inning. So in the inning, 1 run on 1 hit and 1 left. Middle of the 3rd inning, after 2.5, is Spencer 16. The Cherokee Braves nothing. You're listening to KCHE AM 1440 and Fuller Digital.
Thank you to all the businesses on Highway 59 North and Holzhauer Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram on Highway 59 South in Cherokee. You work hard for your money, and they work hard for you.
Cherokee Specialty Care, proud to support the Cherokee Braves.
Because of the KCHE Sports Center.
Here into the bottom of the 3rd inning with Braves trailing 16-0. Here comes a pitch from Emily English. Swung on and missed. Paige Slinger. 0-1 count. Batting for the first time. Braves have only sent 6 players up in 2 innings. They did get 1 hit, and then they had a runner thrown out on the base paths to close that inning. So it's now 1-1 and Paige Slinger. That pitch went high. And Emily English ready. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. 1-2 the count. Nobody out. Nobody on. Bottom of the 3rd, Braves lead. Braves trail by a score of 16-0. Here comes the pitch from English. In there for a call, strike 3. So 1 out and nobody on base, and Pearl Luger, the 3rd baseman, will bat. She'll stand in there for the Braves. Here comes the pitch from English. There's a ground ball out to second. It's booted. Can she? Yes, it's an error. So Pearl Luger gets on with an error. It was hit right to the 2nd baseman, Jade Piercy, but she couldn't handle it. And she's on at first. That is, Luger's on at first with 1 out, and Harper Benson is the batter. Harper had a double a couple of games ago. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 1. 0-1 the count on Harper Benson. Natalie Harmon on deck. 1 out. Base runner on at first. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Braves trail 16-0. And that's in there for a called strike 2. That was an off-speed pitch that caught her looking. And we're ready. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So now 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd, and Natalie Harmon might be the last chance for Cherokee, trailing by 16 runs here in the 3rd inning. Here comes the pitch. Swung on. Well, no, she held up, but it may have been a strike. No, it was a ball. 1-0. 1-0 the count. Braves have a base runner on. Trail it 16-0 here in the bottom of the third. Here comes the pitch. And they try to frame it, but it's outside, ball 2. 2-0 to Natalie Harmon. And Emily English fires it, swung on, fouled off, 2-1 count. Swinging late. And she'll stand right back in there. Natalie Harmon bats from the left side. And we're ready with Emily English. And there's a ground ball to third to Huffbelt. Over to first baseman, Pingle. So grounding out, third to first is Natalie Harmon. In the inning, no runs, no hits, 1 left. And that will end the game with Spencer winning by a score of 16-0. And I'm just kind of chuckling because of the COVID-19, everybody's told not to shake hands. So at the end of the game, same thing happened as it did last week. They just kind of wave across, and they know the game's over. So, again, the final score is Spencer over Cherokee by a score of 16-0. Spencer scored 4 in the first, 11 in the second, and 1 more in the third to make it 16-0 in 3 innings. That's the final score. Spencer Tigers winning it. So we'll just go ahead and send it back, saying thanks a lot for listening. We'll have plenty of ball games coming up. We're doing, I think, 11 games. That's a combination of 11 games between the baseball team for the Braves and the softball team for the Braves. So we'll have some games coming your way next week. I think we have a softball game coming up that we're airing on Wednesday, and a baseball game on Thursday of next week, as we'll be getting into week 3 of the 4 weeks of the regular season. So again, thanks for listening. Thanks for Sarah Williams for doing the work here. She's smiling. Sarah Williams for her work here as far as the Fuller Digital is concerned. And Cherokee loses this game by a score of 16-0. So I will go ahead